Hey everybody, it's me, Bay Ray here. I want to wish everybody a happy and healthy and prosperous Thanksgiving. I hope you got together with your family and your friends and ate a ridiculous amount of food, watched football, and fell asleep. So that's pretty much what we did. But I mainly did the cooking. So this Thanksgiving, I was able to go out a couple of days before and get not one, but two boxes of comic books. One was in a milk crate, one was in a cardboard box. I'm going to show you pretty much everything that we got, and I hope you're going to like it. But before we get going, remember to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. It helps my channel grow. Also, if you need to get in contact with me, feel free to contact me through Instagram. That is Bay_Rays_comics. So you can find me there. So now let's take a look at all of the cool comics that I got. Okay, well, let's start with the really, really bad ones first. This is a Rip Hunter Time Master. If I lift it here, you can see part of the cover is actually on the bag. Really squishy. You can actually still feel the moisture in there. Fire hair. This is, I can't even take these out of the bag because they're in such horrible condition. Unfortunately, I hate to throw out comic books, but these are just in horrible condition, and they are literally, this one you could squish it. You can feel the moisture in the bag. It's horrible, and I hate it. So I'm just gonna end up having to throw them out. What are these? This is some coverlesses. This, I believe, is, I don't even know. It's Ripley's, believe it or not. Here's another Ripley's. And another Ripley's. Ripped over here. Some Casper. More Casper. These are all in pretty horrible condition. Tom and Jerry. Dennis the Menace Christmas special, where it's literally falling apart. Andy Panda, where I used to read that as a kid. Wendy the Good Little Witch, more Wendy. So those are the cartoon books. So let's go on to some of the good stuff. Now, these aren't the top shelf stuff, so I'm just going to show you the some of the other stuff. So we got West Coast Avengers 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, that's not 4. That's 20, 36, 38, 40, where the cover is barely hanging on. I forget, that's minor key. 41, 42, and Avengers, West Coast Avengers number, what is that? Oh, that's annual number 4. So let's move on from there. Okay, let's do some DC. We got some DC Trinity of Sin, Pandora, and Trinity of Sins, Phantom Stranger. All of the New 52. Superman Doomed, and let's do some Supermans 2. There's Action Comics 272, some New 52 there, crossover of Doomed right there. This has some really major spine crinks here. It's a Neil Adams variant. Wonder Woman New 52, some more New 52. This is all destroyed down here. Superman, Wonder Woman, another Wonder Woman, love that cover, and Wonder Woman who's fit to be tied. So that is all the DC that was in this box. So let's go to some Marvel. Now this was pretty cool. I did not read this series, but this is a hardback of Annihilation, book 3. And from what I see Silver Surfer, I see Drax, I see Galactus. I didn't read any of this. Oh, Nova, and wow, I'm blanking on his name. From Guardians of the Galaxy, the movie. I'm blanking on his name. Anyway, so hardback, still in the plastic, which is pretty cool. So that's that. Now we got, so I'm gonna hit some Avengers, some Uncanny Avengers. Avengers A1, Secret Avengers, just New Avengers, or is that just regular Avengers? The New Avengers, New Avengers, New Avengers 18, regular Avengers 29 with Cap and Strange on the cover, the Uncanny Avengers Annual. Now let's move, I have a few Spider-Man, so let's do Spider-Man. Now most of these are probably going to end up in my dollar bins next time I go to a convention. You got some Amazing Spider-Mans, the last issue of Superior Spider-Man, $1 or $2, amazing. That's amazing also, a 1.1, a number 2, 1.3. Oh, into the X-Men. So all new X-Men, Jubilee, X-Men, another X-Men, X-Factor, another X-Factor, X-Force, Force, the Wolverine, number 5 and number 4. That's pretty cool looking. I like this cover. Nightcrawler and Mystique on Amazing X-Men. We have an Uncanny with Psylocke on the cover. Another Uncanny. Well, we're heading into my band. We got some Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four. Let's put that over here then. A Captain America, which is not very good condition. Here is Hulk number 2, Hulk number 3. And this is actually a pretty $15 book, but unfortunately in the condition it's only a dollar bin book. For Moon Knight, a Thor, God of Thunder, 22 and 21. And Mighty Thor number 4. Captain America, Steve Rogers. Oh, there's Hulk number 1 that goes with the other 2 Hulks. Civil War 2, The Oath, Hulk, and let's see, we got Iron Man number 25, Infamous Iron Man number 4, and let's see, we got Original Sin 0, Original Sin 1, 2, and then first print of Miss Marvel number 3. So that concludes the dollar bin and $2 bin books. Look at the stuff that's a little bit more money. Well, there were several series. We got this Pathfinder book. There's only number 4 in there, but there's 4 different covers, or 3 different covers of number 4 in here. This is a throwback and tribute to the All-Star Squadron. Pathfinder, which is sort of like the RPG gaming system, but featuring Red Sonja, John Carter, and Tarzan. And Zenescope, Cinderella, Serial Killer Princess. So back to the magic school. So that is number 2. There's 4 different covers of that. I also got Grimm Fairy Tales, Wrath of the Snow Queen. That is number 2. There's 4 covers in that one as well. And also from Zenescope, Hellchild the Unholy, Outer Bro, whatever that word is. This is number 3 of 5, and there's like 4 issues, 4 different variant covers of that cover, so that book. So Zenescope and Dynamite love their variant issues, so there are those. So I'm going to show you the independent books first. This is, actually I'm going to show this one by itself. It's got a Comic Carnival, which was a comic store here in Indiana. $20. This is a Red Sonja sitting on a Game of Thrones cover, very style of stuff. So this was a, I'm going to turn it over, Dynamic Forces variant, and it is one of only 300 copies that were made. So we got that Red Sonja. I think this is volume 3, number 2. We also got Red Sonja also number 2, black and white. Then I also got a stack of Jim Balance Tarot Witch of the Black Rose. Now this is issue numbered 82. These are all signed, and he got them directly, the person got them directly from the studio. So on the back of this, which I'm not going to show you because they're pretty risque, I'm going to show you the front covers. These all have numbers numbered on the back with a print that I just can't show on camera. That's number 86. This is just a regular issue. There's nothing special about this one. So we got number 88 on this one. And I also got, let's see, this is number 95. The print on the back is signed. This is also number 99. And let's see, I also got number 99. That's risque enough already for it to begin with. And that is signed as well as having a print, special edition print, limited to anywhere from 200 to 300 on each, all signed also by Jim Ballant as well. I also got a couple of Lady Death variants. Now, this is Lady Death and Pandora from Avatar, and this is Lady Death with War Angel versus War Angel. These were both characters from the Avatar universe. These are bedazzled. These are all little jewels on the cover. I believe they were limited edition. This one, that just says number 1, and this one says limited to 250 copies, this one, and a retail price of $40. So I got both of those. For any Lady Death collector, that would probably be something they usually don't come across. To add to my crossover collection, I've got Wonder Woman 77, number 2, teamed up with the Bionic Woman. Not only do I have the regular covers, I also have the Virgin variant. So these are all going to go in. I don't know if all of them are going to go into my collection. I might just keep the Virgin variants to put in because I'm trying to finish that run as well. Now on to some key books. This is pretty cool. This is Invincible Iron Man number 7. This is has the first cameo of Riri Williams, Ironheart. I'm forgetting the name of the team here, but this, it has a couple cracks. Totally Awesome Hulk, which has a new team, which is all Asian members. So we have Shang-Chi, Totally Awesome Hulk, Miss Marvel, and Silk. So that's pretty cool right there. So I think that's like a $12 book. We have What If number 10. What if Jane Foster found the hammer of Thor? This is a very desirable book ever since that Jane became the mighty Thor in the movies. This alone by itself virtually paid for the entire box. This was, like I said, first time Jane got the hammer. And then I've got some amazing Mr. Miracles from DC, early Mr. Miracles. Number 18, Jack Kirby goodness right there. I also got number 23 and number 24. These are all like $20 books according to Key Price Guide. So that's pretty cool. Now we're getting into some hulky stuff going on. This is very cool. This is definitely staying in the collection. Hulk number 178, the resurrection of Adam Warlock. Hulk versus the Abomination at Wonderland. And here's another one where he's teamed up with the Abomination in the next issue. We have number 214. This is the first cover appearance of Jack of Hearts. I know he's a superhero of sorts, and he was a member of the Avengers, and he's got some kind of beam that shoots out of his hands, but I know zero about Jack of Hearts. Always thought the costume was hokey and really didn't care because he was just so silly looking. Now some Fantastic Fours. Number 221. It's 2 copies of 221. 222 with Franklin looking all creepy and stuff. 223, and two 223s, a newsstand and direct, 224, and 225, and finally 226. That is cool. Nice little stack of Fantastic Fours. Probably all of them are going to go into the collection except for the doubles. We also got Amazing Spider-Man. I think this is volume 4, number 1. West Coast Avengers, number 1. And that's the ongoing series. And Aliens versus Vampirella, number 1. That is, not number 1, number 6. Those are all, now I gotta go find the rest of them. That's the problem. And finally in this box, this is Superman number 196. Very cool cover. It is in really, really good condition. There's a $35 price tag on the cover, and I'm gonna assume that it's probably close to that right now, because according to Key Comic Collector, it's probably like a $50 to $60 book, so there's a $35 price tag on there. So that's pretty cool. So what's better than buying one box of comics for $100? Buying 2 boxes of comics for $100. So, well, $100 each. Well, let me show you what came in the second box. I've got a huge stack of Micronauts. That's number 2, 3, 4. Now I already got number 1 and 11 in my collection. Number 5, number 6. Always loved this cover. I don't think I have that one actually in my collection with Man-Thing. Number 9, 10. Always loved that cover. That was pretty cool. Never got into the Micronauts when I was younger. But, you know, now that I've got almost a full run here, and I really do, I think I only need like 10 issues to actually have the entire full run. 10 to 15 issues to have the entire full run of the Micronauts here. Ant-Man, Scott Lang's Ant-Man right there. 21, 22. You got Molecule Man there. That looks like a Gil Kane. I know it's not Gil Kane, but it looks like a Gil Kane. 24, 25. Nick Fury and Hydra there. 27. Seriously, it's like a huge stack. Almost every single one. Doc Samson and Metamorpho right there against a big yellow shark kind of guy. And that's number 10, 32. And then annual number 1 and annual number 2. So that is a huge stack of Micronaut books. Whether or not I want to finish the collection, I'll let you know in the future, but I'm not sure if I'm going to do that or not. And with this probably makes almost the full collection that I've got. I know I've got number 1 of Battlestar Galactica in my collection, but I don't have number 2 or and any of the other ones. That is clearly Walt Simonson cover. Number 5, number 6, 7. I think there's like 12 or 13 issues in this. Number 10. This is kind of important. This is a minor key. This number 11. This is the first time, the first published writing of Walter Simonson, who's just an amazing artist and writer. So now I got that one. So I need like maybe 1 or 2 issues to finish the entire run. So I'm pretty happy about that. Now this is pretty awesome. I only need number 1 to finish the entire run of this. Number 2, Shogun Warrior. Pretty popular in the late 70s, early 80s. This went on for quite a few issues, at least 2 years. Number 6, 7. I always loved this artwork. I know it's simple. It's like the earlier version of Transformers, and then you got the super robots like they got in Chinese cinema, and Godzilla and monsters in Japan and all that other stuff. Number 14, 15, 16, 17. Now, I know there was a lot of S.H.I.E.L.D. people in these books, too. So, that is 18, 19 with the Fantastic Four, and a final issue with number 20 with the Fantastic Four as well. So now all I need is number 1, and I've got a complete set. Definitely holding on to these. Time for a little bit mutant mayhem. So we got some X-Men here. That's number 185. Life Story. First cover of Forge. Unfortunately, it's... Oh, is it missing, or it feels like it's actually folded? I'm gonna look. Is this folded over, or is this ripped? It's folded over. Yay. Now let's see if there's any color breaks there. Nope, I see no color break, and then it's folded again. So it's pretty okay. It's not in great condition. It might end up in the dollar bin. But this storyline ended up in the X-Men cartoon, X-Men 97, number 89, 92. Great cover with Dr. Doom, 97, and 199. First appearance is Rachel as the new Phoenix, and Giant Size X-Men number 9. I love that one. Where Storm gets the power of Thor, so that makes her uber powerful. And X-Men Alpha Flight number 2, and X-Men Heroes for Hope number 1. That was the comics version of We Are the World and USA for Africa, raising money for African famine. So I know Mike from Lunch Money Comics is trying to get everybody who ever had anything to do with this book to sign it, and he's got almost every signature of every person who's alive in that book. Okay, some X Factors. 3, 4. No, none of the first appearance of Mr. Sinister, not Mr. Sinister, of Apocalypse. Number 9. Put that there. The border from X Factor number 10 for the 25th anniversary. Unfortunately, this is really rough. If you look at it, it's pretty bad. Death of Warren Worthington. And then first cover and first full appearance of Archangel, also by Walter Simonson. So that's pretty cool. Well, the only good mutant is the New Mutant. So we have number 41, 43, 44 with Legion right there. Another one with the 25th anniversary border by Barry Windsor Smith. Got the X-Men making a cameo in here. Number 46, 48, 49, 51, 55, and this is a minor key, number 60. This is the death of Cypher, death of Doug, I forget his last name, but that is the death of him. Number 64, darn dyslexia, 71, annual number 1, and the Arthur Adams New Mutants special edition with Loki and Storm. A lot of stuff in there, a lot of Asgardian goodness going on there. Now this is a complete random stack of books. This is Avengers number 183 with the Absorbing Man. I love this. I got the first issue and now I only need the last issue. Man from Atlantis, number 2, 3, 4. I got the full series here except for the last issue. Now recently I just got the first issue, so now I just need the last issue. This was Patrick Duffy. Anybody remember who Patrick Duffy is? He was JR's brother from Dallas, Bobby Ewing, who died and came back to life after he got out of the shower. So not only superheroes die and come back from the dead. Then we have Dazzler number 2. I already got number 1 in my collection. 3 with Doom, and number 5. That's pretty cool. And then Human Fly number 2. I have that one, was just recently cleaned and pressed. So this one was pretty cool. Written, I'm blanking on the man's name who wrote it, but he also wrote Jaws. So The Deep, which was a film, and I believe Nick Nolte might have been in it. This is a Marvel movie special, The Deep. So this was a one-shot and based on a movie, and this is definitely staying in my collection. How about some Warren Magazine's Famous Monsters of Filmland? Huge stack of these right here. I just bought the bags, but I did not bag and board them up yet. There's a couple that I'm going to keep, but not all of them. Here's a Star Wars. This one's pretty rough too. You can see it's bent and ripped right there. Close Encounters. I don't know what they're trying to say, but that's not Star Wars nor Star Trek. And then we got Vader Daddy right there. Nosferatu. Definitely keeping this one. Doctor Who, The Monsters of Doctor Who. Jason with the Face Only a Mother Can Love. And then we got the movie Swamp Things that became the series, became the TV series of Swamp Thing. Dragon Slayer. I love this one. This is got all three bounty hunters, IG-88, Bosk, and Boba Fett there. We got Boba Fett right there with 3PO from Empire. Some more Empire stuff. I don't know who that pretty boy is. And then I got this one. This is already promised to a friend of mine who loves Superman. So we got that one and that one. So that's pretty cool. Now there's a whole stack of stuff I'm going to be keeping from those boxes. A few of the monster magazines, the famous monsters. Definitely I'm going to be keeping all the Shogun Warriors. I might try to finish a run of Micronauts there and almost all the Battlestar Galactica, because I already got the first 5 issues in my collection anyway in the first place. So I got a whole bunch of leftovers, and they'll probably end up going into the pot for the next Blooming Geeks. And that will be on February 22nd at the Holiday Inn on Kinzer Pike here in Bloomington, Indiana. If you want to find out more information, go to my YouTube, we're on YouTube, on my Facebook page, Bay Ray's Comics. Even friend request me, just Bay Ray, and I will tell you everything you need to know. You also can check out on my Instagram page, Bay_Ray_Bay Rays_Comics. So, and I could get you any information that you want from there. So before I sign off for the day, today is Friday. I went Black Friday shopping. I didn't go to Walmart. I did not go to Target. I did not go to any of these big box stores. I went to just local shopping places. I went to my Vintage Phoenix, my local comic book store, and I got a couple comics. I got my regular weekly books that came in, and he was having a special of buy 2 regular priced backstock comics and get 1 free. So let me show you the cool stuff I got. I've always said I'm more of a Marvel guy. I'll go DC and then I'll go all the independents. I've been wanting to get this back in my collection for a while, and I recently got a whole bunch of them together too. This is Solar Man of the Atom #1, the first modern reproduction of Solar from Valiant Comics. Of course, we had Dr. Solar back in the day in the 60s. So this was the first time it was not reprinted, but new storylines with Magnus, the robot fighter. This is a Barry Windsor Smith cover. I think Bob Layton might have done the inside work, but amazing Barry Windsor Smith cover there. And then I got this one. This is West Coast Avengers #6. Not a great run, you know, it had some good points in it here and there, but this is very important. This is the first cameo of Jeff, the Land Shark. I love Jeff. I've got a comic book box there I just bought, and I put him on there. He's on the box, but I love Jeff the Land Shark. Who doesn't? He is like the cutest little shark that has ever been. If I was ever to get bit by a shark, I hope it's him. I grabbed this one. I've had this one in the past, and this one was in really decent condition. This is Marvel Star Wars from 1977. This is the first appearance of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So this was a great little book. This was $25. Jeff was $10, and Solar was $10 also, right? Yes. So I got one of these for free. So that was a pretty good deal. I want to thank everybody for watching. I know there's a million things you could be watching right now on YouTube, but you decided to listen to me and my fluffy butt talk about comic books, and I appreciate and love every single one of you. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Help my channel grow. If you're watching this, please just click the button. Click like and subscribe, and I appreciate it. Now go out and find comic books wherever you can. Go to flea markets, garage sales. But where you can find comics is your local comic book store. I go to Vintage Phoenix here in Bloomington. You find your local comic shop. It is really easy to find. Support your local comic book shop. And remember, reading comic books is still reading. Later, y'all.